I mean, the real reason why you can't buy a Rolex is because we dumped $6 trillion into the economy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I not even read this article yet, but I'm guessing you're probably going to tell me they don't mention that part.
No, I mean, no, of course not. Very few people do.
So I called the Rolex dealer just to verify. And how many watches? There's an actual boutique just for Rolex. How many watches do you think they have in the store right now?
50? I don't know, 100?
3. The guy started laughing at me. He's like, James, I got 3 watches. They're all 28 millimeter gold women's watches. That's what I got. And then we'll shop for a couple watches here for the people listening. Some stuff Kane and I would like to purchase at some point. But
Yeah.
I'm like, how long to get one? He's like, James. I'm like, stop saying my goddamn name. He's like, James, when I can order one? 6 to 12 months. I'm like, you can't even order one right now? He's like, I can't even order one right now. Now, this is a store I bought stuff from before. So I'm hoping they're going to call me at one day or some point, and that's if I even want to buy one. But 6 to 12 months came from the time that he can order one. That is how crazy things are right now.
Yeah, I know that the head of Rolex is spinning the shortage in favor of them, right? So they're not saying that. One of the big issues was people thinking that Rolex was using the shortages as a reason to pull back and you curtailed supply, bring up demand. But he was saying that, like, look, that we create watches at the high level and we won't skimp on quality, and we can make only as many as we can make, and this is what it is. So I've seen definitely that they've been trying to skew this in favor of the brand, which is an interesting way to approach it, the proper way to approach it, I'd say.
Yeah, which, if you read these 3 lines up here, it says, our business about creating desire, and that's Hermes. The problem is, Kane, like, I've had some expensive people in my life, and you can walk in and buy a Birkin bag. It's been done. And it's like they got them in the back. It's kind of an illusion to make you want it even more to justify paying $13, $15, $18,000, right? Even on the right over here, the Kelly bag at 25, that Birkin, it's probably a black and gold. Yeah. I mean, you can find these things, but you jump on Instagram and you see people that got like 12 or 15 Birkin bags in their closet. Does that say rare to you?
Yeah, no. I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty ignorant about handbags, but if I saw that on the street, there was no way I would have known that was a super expensive handbag. That's my ignorance. So
it's one of those things that I'm sure the prices have gone up, but 15, 18 it gets you in the door on a Birkin.
Wow.
And are they growing some different kind of cow? Like, do they have their own breed of cow that has a special leather at the end of the day? Like, I mean, Ken, you know leather products very well. Can you find justification for $18,000 or even more? They sell these for $30,000, $40,000.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, you have to mark up maybe craftsmanship, but materials, I don't know. I have no idea.
But are you telling me there's more craftsmanship in that leather good than there is in these watches?
Yeah, good point. No.
And I think that's
my opinion.
And that's one of those things I think Rolex can't scale as fast. It's how do you, at least on like automatics and whatnot, how do you make 500 precision little pieces and make them all work together and be accurate? Like,
right.
I don't doubt the craftsmanship of Hermes products is top notch. I just don't know the level of difficulty is where like a watch complication is.
Right.
And so I look at that and Ferrari, we make one less car than the market demands.
Yeah. Right.
Every douche at Starbucks got a Ferrari right now. It's like Ferrari, and then like the younger money's over here like Lambo, and then there's like a couple McLarens over here, but they got their hazard lights on because they're broke down. But it's like you can't even get to Starbucks. It's all exotic cars, and it's like, no, you keep selling them like crazy. It's not exclusive. You sell the idea of exclusive. and that's how they keep prices up, dude. I don't know Rolex that much. What are these two things we're looking at here?
Oh, you got a blueberry dial on the left and then the Pepsi dial on the right. Pretty, I mean, they're sought after GMT master models, but pretty common.
Those are like something that collectors would be after, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's those people that only speak in reference numbers.
Yeah.
Like I had I had one of my watches on. It's like, you got the 112677, and I'm like, huh?
Are you telling me the time?
Yeah, it's like in was it Pulp Fiction where he's like, English, mother effer, do you speak it? And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about right now, because these people only speak in like the reference codes, and it's just like I bought it from an AD. I got the warranty card and the watch, right? They sent me the hat. Like that's what I got right now. And I joke because like I bought a boat and they sent me a cutting board. And it's like, I think I get more stuff from the watch manufacturers than I do from the expensive boat.
That's funny.
But it's like, I see these people that are really into collecting, and all they speak is those reference numbers. And I don't. Maybe you do, Kane. I don't know any of them.
No, I don't. I don't know any of them.
I always find that funny. I watch these like watch shows on YouTube, and it's like, how much you want for that, 277 136? The guy's like, oh, I don't know, 85,000. Like, what the?
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Sometimes I forget how big my watch is in terms of millimeters.
Yeah, I take a guess.
Yeah.
44, it's 46. I don't know, man. And then they're like, oh, you got the blah 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 complication in that, and it's like, and I knew that when I probably bought the watch, but I done forgot it by now. Because again, it's like not things I think about. I don't walk around thinking about I'm gonna go have a conversation with a stranger about the complication, and how many parts and how many jewels, and this is not me.
Yeah.
But these watch people are kind of just nuts sometimes, and like, man, I don't know. But I don't know, let's take a look at what's one you're looking at, or you would like.
Yeah. So the ones we were just looking at would be the ones that I'd say in the Rolex family I quite like. Yeah, I've always thought the idea of being able to tell the time twice or in two places is interesting. I mean, my background, I've done a lot of traveling, so all the ones that are like diving related, I don't really swim that well. So yeah, but the ability to tell the time in two places, I think is interesting.
Yeah, so like I can't swim that well either, but I float really good.
Yeah,
it's it's one of those things that you eat enough carbs, you float, and I boat a lot, so I like watches that are like water based. And that one on the left there, the GMT Master 2 is nice.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that was just on that photo, the blueberry.
Oh, yeah, same thing. So
yeah,
40 millimeters is a nice size too.
Agreed.
But this is probably no, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what do you think of two-tones on the right? Two-toned bracelet.
Sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't. I do like Rolex's rose gold. I just think the whole thing's got to come together. I don't like that two-tone bezel in the middle, that red and blue. I don't.
Yeah.
It feels like a 4th of July watch to me or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And no offense if you like that one, that's not me. All right.
What about your Sea Dweller one?
If I hit the Powerball, I'll buy you that GMT.
Okay, sounds good. Powerball. Oh, dear.
So this is one of the ones I look at. Like I've never been a big Rolex fan. I like IWCs and stuff.
Yeah.
But the guy pinged me one day and he's like, "Yeah, this looks like you," because I'm the size of a linebacker. I don't like small watches. I like big chunks of metal. And he's like, "That deep sea diver," he's like, "it's got some heft to it." And I'm like, I don't know, maybe one day. Like I'm not really in the market for a watch. But it's like, when can you get one if I wanted one? He's like, again, James, stop saying my name. When I can order one, 6 to 12 months. I'm like, I don't really care right now. So
why suggest it? It's 12 months.
Yeah. It's like it's not like it can be attained anyways at this point.
Yeah.
But this one with the, did they call it the James Cameron? I'm trying to speak more watch lingo. The blue one is the James Cameron watch. I don't know.
This one over here.
Yeah, so it doesn't look that big, but I guess in person it's quite a chunk of metal.
44. I mean, that's pretty hefty, right?
It is, but I also think it's pretty thick.
Mm.
Like it's not a very. I hate thin watches. I feel like I've got one of those like you ever buy those crackers or like thins or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I got a thin on my wrist with a piece of leather on it or something like. I like to have a little bit of heft to the watch.
What about when you wear like a suit, James? Like, I know you like big watches. I know the watches that you have. Like, how do they fit under a suit? Like
So,
your shirt.
Yeah, not to sound like high snobbery, but I get my shirts tailored. Because again, I'm built like the size of. I got these super wide shoulders, and you buy these dress shirts that actually fit my shoulders on my neck, and then the bottom of it looks like a shower curtain if you buy just the shirts off the rack.
Mhm.
So I usually got to get shirts that are kind of built to fit my body, and then when I do that, I always have my left wrist cuff just made bigger.
I see.
So I'll wear a big watch when they measure, and just say, "Look, that cuff's got to fit underneath there." But yeah, that works. But when's the last time I wore a suit in the last 18 months?
Yeah, my gosh. Yeah.
It's like you're sitting around with a nice watch on. I got a Carhartt hoodie on right now.
Yeah.
It's like no need for it. I mean, this thing right there, you can see how thick it is on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I come across one. Well, you sent me a used one, right? Like it was like 18 grand used. Like it was 50% marked up over what MSRP, and
it wasn't like a recently used one too. It was a number of years old.
Yeah, and I think that's just the state of the Rolex market right now.
Yeah.
You can't buy a Porsche right now. You can't buy anything like mechanical and luxury. It's sold out. Again, $6 trillion went in the economy. Certain businesses boomed during the shutdown. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of money pumped in the system, and people just soaked up. I don't want to hear it's supply chain anymore, because I know it's a supply chain issue. But Kane, if you ever studied supply chain, you know that overconsumption or huge peaks or just spikes in demand also cause supply chain issues. We can't say it's just a global shipping issue or a workforce issue because of COVID. And even in a good economy with no pandemic, you could cause massive supply chain disruptions by overconsumption.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is also a demand problem, King. Not just, why are the ports backed up? Part of the reason the ports are backed up is because we bought so much stuff, man. You can tell by the amount of trash people have outside their houses. That's how much more stuff they're buying. And we have a demand issue right now. So at some point, when people have to start paying their homes and their apartment and their school loans, and we stop pumping money into the system, we might see this slow down. But now we got a backlog. How many people are waiting to buy a Rolex from the guy that's only got 3 Rolexes?
Probably quite a few.
Yeah, so you don't see that supply chain crunch going away anytime soon. I had a friend trying to turn a BMW in, and then he shows up and he's like, I would like to trade my BMW in, but I notice you don't have any BMWs on the lot. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I can't even get another car because you don't have any cars for me to get. And the guy's like, look, man, we're not even expecting to have any extra inventory on the lot until the end of 2022.
Wild.
You want to order one, you can order one and get one built. But as far as excess inventory, they put an ad on TV or the paper, come lease this X5 for $7.99 a month, and you go down, and it's right there and you lease it. Mm-hmm. They got none of those cars, Kate.
Yeah.
So it's you're looking at supply chain crunches that probably won't go away for at least 12 months. If we keep doing pumping money into the system, When's it stop? So now we got a backlog. So I don't know, man.
Well, you make it interesting. You've talked about this before, but we're talking about Rolex, we're talking about Hermes, we're talking about BMWs. Is the same thing happening at like the cheaper car or the more entry level car? Because I live by a couple of like a Honda dealer, a Toyota dealer. They're down the street, and I drove past them the other day, and they're still fine, or at least there's still cars on the lot. But yeah, if you go down the other way, there's a Tesla dealer, and they have nothing. So like, how do you read into that?
What I read into it is there's probably plenty of like Honda Civics and Toyota Camrys out there. Right. Because that's the thing, when people got money, they didn't like rush out and go buy common sense stuff, Kane.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we have extra money. I'm gonna go buy all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's one of those things that I'm sure if you drive by, actually, I'm looking for, doesn't even like sell the Taurus anymore, I guess. I was gonna make the joke that there's probably plenty of Ford Tauruses on the lot, because like no one went and did stuff sensible, dude.
Yeah.
You saw, and I showed you some videos on Instagram during COVID, how busy the malls were.
Right.
Louis Vuitton bags, Chanel. I know people that work in those stores, and it's like it's been the velocity of business last year was similar to how it is from Black Friday to Christmas. So they sustained that level of pace for 18 months. Like, it's been crazy. So it tells you how much money was in the system. So Kane, people didn't take the extra money they got and like pay down debt, go take a college class, and like make some smart moves. They consumed. Now people did make smart moves, but just what you saw at the malls, Rolex is sold out, exotic cars sold out. So much money was pumped into the system. Like, you can't say that it's supply chain issues. It's we have too much money sloshing around, and we bought every goddamn thing on the planet. So I don't know. You mentioned earlier about Rolex saying they wanted to focus on quality, right?
Right, exactly. So in response to people asking the head of Rolex whether the shortage was a strategy, right? Are you trying to jack prices up and use the shortage as an excuse? He was like, no, we make high quality products, and we'll never skimp on the quality, and so that's why they can't bring down quality to up supply.
But if you go browse like the purse forums, you see quite a few people complaining about the quality of some of the Chanel products.
Mm-hmm.
People got like Dior bags where they're brand new and like the hardware is falling off, and the Chanel, like the stitching is not good. But they're selling, Chanel does what, quarterly or twice annually price increases on their products, right? So back to you saying the price of the leather good is craftsmanship, but the craftsmanship on some of the stuff looks like garbage.
Yeah.
And people are out there just throwing their money at it left and right. And then Chanel's like, F it, we're going to raise prices again. But it makes you wonder, do they ever want the supply chain crisis to end? Because it really is a reason to just keep upping their prices. Like, when there's price increases for no reason, consumers get mad. But imagine if you could blame it on inflation and the worker shortage and supply chain issues and jack your prices way up, and you just watch your margin go through the roof, because now you at least have a legitimate reason to sell somebody on why. They might not want this. They might not want this to end, dude.
I love to think about the strategy part of all this, because you think of, so Rolex is one, that's probably the right play, where you just hold supply at the level that you can maintain at the highest quality. But like you said, what about the brands that actually drive up production so that they match demand now, and it drives down quality? Does that ruin Chanel in 5, 8, 10 years, all for this kind of short-term gain for now? It's going to be interesting to see all the ramifications long-term of this stuff.
Yeah, you think you wouldn't want to damage your brand for a short-term play to make extraordinary profits, but they might look back and say, look, people are going to buy our stuff no matter what we do. I can buy a suit for $3,000 that's bespoke to a point, or you can go buy or a Versace suit, right?
Right.
And you know the bespoke one's built better, but people still go buy that off the rack Italian designer suit.
Mhm.
And we know which one's still gonna be in one piece in 5 years. But you know,
Yeah.
people still keep buying that stuff. So maybe it's like, screw it. We don't have to focus on the super high level. You know, looking at this is one of those things that um I didn't know if I even love this watch or not, but now like looking at this photo, I love it. It's like that's how like one great photo can change someone's mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is a great photo. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I wish I could I shoot that on my iPhone? Like, can I do something like
Yeah.
yeah,
That's quite.
that's a nice chunk of metal.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm not worried about no Rolexes in the short term. You keep seeing these things pop up, and you know, the amount of stuff that we do out in the business space and whatnot, you see what's going on, and you realize you read a lot of these articles about why you can't get stuff. And man, it's like no one wants to talk about the 6 trillion, the endless unemployment. Michigan pumped out an extra $4 billion in unemployment.
Yeah.
When you look at, why does all the cryptos up, the stocks are up, houses are up? Kane, where'd all the money come from during a pandemic?
Why have so many people been able to retire?
The mass exodus of people retiring. Where'd the money come from?
Yeah.
And so people realize the stock market, in order for the stock market to go up, there's got to be an inflow of money.
Yeah.
Where'd the money come from? But this isn't normal. And I go back to what happens when all this money's spent. Then where are we at? Maybe I'll just wait 5 years to be able to get like 2 of these watches. The commercials where they do like, get 2 double burgers for $5. Maybe I'll be able to get 2 Rolexes for like 5,000 because the market just crashes. Like, I don't know, my Dollar Tree, I know we saw the news, but they're now selling everything for $1.25.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just saw that yesterday. So a sign of things to come anyways. I don't know. That's all I got on this one.
We gotta play the Powerball.
Yeah, no doubt. What's the reference number for this one, by the way? So I can, the next time I run into a real watch connoisseur, I can say, my next watch is going to be a.
So 126660.
1 2, so 666 is like the Satan watch. 126660. So I'm gonna tell the watch guy. I'm gonna get that 12666, the James Cameron deep blue gradient watch. You know what the funny part is? It's like the deep sea and all this shit. And I'm probably gonna be in like 4 feet of water off the back of the boat, or in some pool at like a Four Seasons somewhere. And that's the most this thing's ever gonna see is like a meter of water. Like, okay, I'll probably even be like, oh, I don't want to get this wet. It's too nice.
Yeah. Yeah. No chlorine is touching my deep sea.
I got the deep sea, but like I don't even want to get it wet under the faucet. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? All right, man. I'm gonna catch you.
Okay.